Ayurveda Lesson 6 Vata. Last session we continued on talking about Vata. Now let's talk about foods. In foods, the foods that are cold, dry, rough, and generally make you gassy represent Vata. In next post you will see the list of these foods. They increase coldness and dryness in the GI tract and aggravate Vata. Most of the foods that are tasteless, bitter, or astringent aggravate Vata. These foods have a dry and crunchy texture similar to sand. In fruit, think of apple, pear, or quince. In vegetables, think of all the veggies that make you gassy. For example, cabbage, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cauliflower, celery, cilantro, or lettuce. Most of the beans and legumes are in this category. Think of the dry texture of garbanzo beans, lentils, or fava beans under your teeth when you're chewing them. The coldness of these foods blows out the digestive fire like a cold wind and makes the metabolism slow and the thyroid hypo. For this reason, most of the foods in this category are considered great remedies for hyperthyroidism. The dryness of these foods acts like a sponge, absorbs the mucus in the digestive tube and makes its environment dry. As a result, when the digestive tube is full of undigested inflamed mucus, for example, think of some types of diarrhea. These foods act like a medicine. They dry up the mucus in the colon and bind stool. In other words, most of these foods are constipating. So if someone is suffering from constipation, should not overuse them. In general, remember that the dryness of the foods that are cold and dry is extremely high. As a result, when you consume them raw, by their own or without their antidotes, they dry up the mucous membrane of your GI tract and make the digestive tube extremely dry. For example, think of eating a plate of salad full of raw cauliflower, broccoli, celery, lettuce, or kale. Or think of eating a bowl of beans 2 or 3 days in a row. Can you remember the example of the tunnel in which we wanted to move a boat? When we have water in the tunnel, the boat moves easily and smoothly. However, when the tunnel gets dry, the boat gets stuck. The same thing happens in your digestive tube. When you eat too many dry foods together, it is like putting a sponge in a bowl of water that does not have too much water. The sponge absorbs all the mucous membrane of the GI tract and makes it extremely dry, actually too dry. Because of this dryness, even the smoothest food like marshmallow cannot move through the digestive tube easily. In addition, a lot of air enters the stomach and intestines as you eat, and Vata gets aggravated. In this situation, one will suffer from different physical and mental Vata imbalances, such as gas, bloating, burping, constipation, anxiety, fear, stress, and insomnia. In next posts, I will talk more about the cold and dry foods and their antidotes.